Yes, good morning everyone. Yes, good morning Aditya. Sorry, Achintya. Am I audible to you? Audible, visible? Yes, am I audible, visible to you? Hello, good morning. Good morning everyone. Hello, good morning. Achintya is there. Am I audible to all of you? Good morning everyone. Am I audible to you? Yes, am I audible? Yes, I hope you are there. And let me introduce myself. My name is Harshvardhan Singh, and I'm in this field of civil services since 8 years as an educator. On this platform, I'm going to teach you all the aspects of history, including history optional. Along with that, I'm going to teach you international relation and economics. So today we are going to discuss the world history aspect of it. Those who haven't taken the subscription of Unacademy, I insist you to have a subscription. We have more than 15,000 courses, and we provide you the opportunity of 1 month, 3 month, 6 month or 12-month subscription. But I insist you to have a 12-month subscription because it is more beneficial for you. In 12-month subscription, we have two choices, plus and iconic. In the iconic, we provide everything including study planner, personal feedback, personal coaching, etc. So whenever you want to take subscription, please use my code. This is my code HarshV10. When you use my code, you will get the discount, as well as it is count as my student, means you are going to count as a my student. Okay. So a quick recap of last lecture. Am I audible to you? I'm asking this question again and again because I should know this thing. Am I audible to all of you? Yes, hello, everyone is there. Yes. Oh, okay. Yes, all of you are there. Achinte is there. Nilesh is there. Mohit is there. Yes, good morning. Okay, sorry. It was my mistake. Yes, Ashwini, good morning. Yes, okay. So actually the live chat was not on, so that's why I didn't get you are there or not. Okay. So quick recap of last lecture. Yes, Ringu, good morning. Good morning, everyone. How many people are there? Okay. Mohit is also there. Yes. Yes, Achintya, you have my number. You can call me. You can contact me. Yes. Now, let me tell you about the last lecture. Quick recap of last lecture. What we learned in the last lecture. Yes, in the last lecture we discussed aftermath of First World War. Yes, we discussed aftermath of First World War. So before that we mentioned one thing, US participation in World War First. Clear? So how US participated? Generally, we have only reason. We know every only reason, that is Lusitania was a luxury ship of USA and it was destroyed by Germany. So that's why US participated in that. In the last lecture, we discussed the other aspects, other angles of it. So what we mentioned in that, yes, it is an immediate cause, but there were another causes were there. First was economic cause. Always remember, economic cause is always there. Economic cause. Why? US is having investment in Britain and France, along with the trade relation with the Europe is also important for them. And because of this World War, it is dangerous thing. Second important thing, the political aspect, balance of power. As Germany is emerging as a most important power there, and it is going to hurt or it is going to pose a challenge in front of USA in future. That's why US was worried. And the third important obstacle when Lusitania happened, but the obstacle was there, that is participation of Russia into that. Participation of Russia into First World War from the British side, and ideologically Americans are far different from Russians, so they don't want to engage in that. And finally, when Russian Revolution happened, Russia withdrew from the war, and it gives opportunity to USA to take part in that. So we discussed this thing in last lecture. Okay, then we mentioned about Paris Peace Conference. The Paris Peace Conference, the main aim of Paris Peace Conference is to establish peace. But whether they establish peace, yes, whether they were in a position to establish peace, no, of course, if the peace prevailed, then of course there is no need of Second World War. But problem lies in the Paris Peace Conference. So it is said in the history that the seeds of Second World War sown in the seeds of Second World War sown in the Treaty of Versailles only. So how it is so? How it is so? Because the Paris Peace Conference is having divergent opinion, divergent views, and the only one aspect, that is weakening of Germany. Their only ambition is weak Germany in all the aspect. Weak German, all the aspects. So weak Germany in all the aspects. Clear? The next thing, the Treaty of Versailles, we mentioned in the last lecture. The Treaty of Versailles. In the Treaty of Versailles, what we have mentioned? What we have mentioned in the Treaty of Versailles? Treaty of Versailles was a treaty with Germany, and in that treaty the aspects are like this. Just a moment, just a moment. Yes, sorry for inconvenience. Extremely sorry for that. So, Treaty of Versailles. What were the factors in the Treaty of Versailles? The first thing in the Treaty of Versailles, they want to weaken the Germany in all aspects. How? We mention demilitarization of Germany. Means they ban on Air Force, they ban on Navy, and including they introduce the cap over army. Clear? Then we mentioned their colonies were taken away. Yes, colonies were taken away. Third, what we mentioned? Yes, what we have mentioned? Third, what is the most important thing we mentioned in the last lecture? That is, Austria and Germany should not have a coalition with either. So these are the aspects. Along with that, Alsace and Lorraine, these were the bone of contention between France and Germany. Alsace and Lorraine taken away from it. Clear? So, Treaty of Versailles, and along with that, we mentioned the Paris Peace Conference. What is the most important thing in Paris Peace Conference? Loss of moral principle. Loss of moral principle means some idealism should be there in the treaty, but mostly they are means these victor powers are guided by vested interest. Clear? So these all things we discussed in the last lecture. Yes, in the last lecture we discussed everything related to it. Okay. Now, today we are going to one step ahead of it, and we mentioned the impact. Yesterday only we mentioned the impact of First World War, and in that impact of First World War we mentioned one point, that is rise of dictatorship. So that time we mentioned why the rise of dictatorship was there. It is just because frustration was there. Frustration among the people. People faces means they considered their country is humiliated by these victor countries. In that we mentioned that Italy and Germany came out of Paris Peace Conference dissatisfied nation. Why it is so? Germany was vanquished and Italy was not given what it was promised to them. Clear? So what was the promise? It was not given to them. So that's why Italy was unhappy. And along with that, problem of economic reconstruction was there. Means the vast devastation was there. They required financial aid, but none of the country, the neighboring country or any other country wants to help them, and that's why more financial burden was them. So because of that, people were frustrated and they want some hope, and that hope was provided by these lofty leaders. And because of that means basically they are selling dreams. They sell dreams, they are selling dreams, and they will sell dreams. So that is the important what we can say um, objective of these dictators, and it is the strategy of them. Clear? So rise of Nazism is one of the example. Fascism and Nazism. Fascism is in Italy, Nazism in Germany. But whenever the dictatorship authoritarian government is there, then we generally use the word fascism. Why fascism we use? Because it is just like we are using a synonym word for coconut oil, parachute. It's kind of that thing. So it is a this doctrine is developed initially in Italy. The fascist party was there, and this doctrine adopted by another. So that's why this word is very popular, fascist doctrine. So rise of Nazism is related with Germany. Today we are going to discuss each and every aspect of Nazism. So before starting this thing, I'm asking you one more question. That is, do you have any confusion, any doubt related to the last lecture? Yes, everyone. Do you have any doubt, any confusion related to the last lecture? Anyone? If you have, please let me know. And if it is not, okay, that's good. Yes, anyone? Do you have any doubt? Yes, any doubt? Anyone? No. Okay. So, fascist doctrine. These 6 points are these 6 points are essential things in the fascist doctrine. If you can see this thing in the past, these 6 points are present. If you want to see this thing, these 6 points are present, and this will be there because it is based on universal truth. They have the same ideology everywhere in the world. What I said, essential things, they must be present in their ideology. The name can be changed. They have fascist party, they have Nazist party. The name can be changed, but the essence remains the same. So, first thing, they stress on action. They stress on action. Means they don't believe in debate and discussion. They believe in action. So, is it a good point or bad point? Yes, the first point here we mentioned. Stress on action. They don't want to discuss the thing. They want to just act. What do you think? Whether it is a positive thing or negative thing? Yes, everyone? What do you think? When they focus on stress on action, what do you think? Is it good or bad? If it is good, then how? If it is bad, how? Yes, everyone? Nilesh said it is negative. Okay. What about rest? Ashwini negative, Achintya negative. Nilesh said bad. Okay, okay, okay. But why? Why? Don't you think so? It is a good thing. Stress on action instead of wasting time in debate and discussion. It is better to act swiftly. Means, let me explain. Let me explain. I'm not telling whether it is good or bad right now. I'm just giving you an examples. I'm just giving an example. I'm not telling you good or bad. Finally, I'm going to mention it. So suppose, suppose you're living in any particular colony and you're facing water scarcity. Water problem is there. Yes, you have, means municipal corporation is having pipeline there, water pipeline, but they are not supplying water on regular basis. And and you complained about it n number of times to the respective officers to find out some solution for it. But every time they said, okay, we are going to find out solution and all. Means basically they are wasting your time and they are not doing anything. So suppose if suppose any political party or any affiliation is there and you said that, sir, I am facing this problem in this particular area and municipal corporation is not listening to me. So can you please help me? And if they have this doctrine, if they follow this doctrine, then what they are going to do? They can directly go to that particular officer's office. They can beat that person. They can threaten that person. And very next day onwards, there is a continuous flow of water supply at your place. Don't you think it's good? Yes? Don't you think it's good? Yes. Tajumul said, sir, आप time pass कर रहे हो क्या? See the boy, I'm not doing time pass. Clear? I'm giving an example. If you considered it time pass, then you have option. Yes, as the Jews focused on economic instead of politics. Okay. So it looks good, as I mentioned with the example, that your colony is not getting water supply. You made an application, but still it is not working. You have affiliation with any political party which believes in that person is going to beat, and second day water supply is regularized. So it feels good that it was a pending issue for a long time. It was a pending issue for a long time, and that issue is resolved within a short interval of time. So don't you think people are very much influenced by this thing? Yes. Don't you think so? People are influenced by these things. From next time, don't you think people are directly going to contact these political affiliation or political party for their work so that swift action can be taken? Am I right or wrong? Yes, it is a common thing. People are going to contact that particular political party, yes, to get swift action over it. But don't you think so? It is a violation of law. Yes, don't you think so? It is a violation of law. How it is so? How it is so? Let me explain. When that political party or the people from that political party is going to beat that person, it is a violation of law. Yes, it is a violation because you are beating. It is a crime. It is a crime, and you're getting benefits by violating law is not acceptable in a democracy. If same thing happened again and again, don't you think so that political party became act as a means, or we can say they can terrorize anyone. They can terrorize anyone, including you in the future, if you raising any question against them, any question against their policy. Don't you think it is going to happen? Yes, it is going to happen. So that's why initially it looks great that you're getting swift action or you're getting quick result in that, but for long term it is very disadvantageous thing. Clear? For long run it is very disadvantageous. That's why they stress on action, but it is not good for long term. So this is a first important thing in the fascist doctrine. Clear? Stress on action. Second thing, second thing, belief in dictatorship. Belief in dictatorship. They say that debate and discussion is a wastage of time. Instead of that, one person or handful of person can do better for the country. That person is not going to waste the time in debate and discussion. That person is going to take action on appropriate time. Means they say that most efficient person should dictator should be, or dictator is most efficient person, and you have to obey that person at all cost. When you consider it is the most efficient, and you have the word, what is the word? Obey. Obey means you have to follow the orders. Don't you think it is not good for healthy democracy, or it is not good for the country when it is obey? Means no question, means unquestionable. If you are not going to ask any question to your leader, that person definitely is going to be dictator. Because in democracy any political leader has is answerable to the masses, but in dictator is not answerable to anybody. So what they say, dictator is an efficient person. Dictator is an efficient person, and you have to obey at all cost, and they opposes the democracy. Means it is not just related with the dictatorship. They basically opposes the democracy. They opposes the democracy, and opposition to democracy means curtailing the rights of people. The most important right you have, me have, and everybody is having in democracy, that is voting right. Yes, that is most important, because if we like any person, then we can elect that person. If we don't like that person, we can throw that person out of the position. And how it is possible? Because we have the voting right. But if it is a dictatorship, do you really think so that this right is available with you? No, this is not going to happen. So that's why they focuses or they believe in dictatorship. So do not fall in such traps. If somebody, because these things, history, as I mentioned lots of time, that is in history, name and places changes. Events remains the same. So it happened in past, it is happening in present, and it will happen in future. So anybody is going to tell you that dictators are most important, they are most efficient, and they can change your country. Of course, they are going to change your country from good to bad, bad to worst. Clear? Because if you're talking about nation state consists of you, me, and everybody. If any decision is not in favor of common masses, then what's the use of that decision? Clear? Yes, Rajkumar, good morning. Next thing, views about state. State, I'm talking about nation state. Their view about nation state. They say that state is above all. State is above all. That means no meaning to individual. No meaning to individualism. Yes, state is above all, no meaning to the individualism. Don't you think it's a good idea that we have to think about the nation? Nation first. Don't you think so? It is a good idea that we always have to give priority to the nation. Yes, don't you think it's a good idea that we are going to give the priority to the nation state? Yes, everyone, what do you think? Nile said it looks good again. Yes, what do you think? Achintya said yes, yes, true, sir. We have to think about nation. Nation first is there. In Hindi, it is said that Rashtra Sarvotopari. Nation is above all. Tell me one thing. Let's take example of ours as a India. India is a nation state. Yes. So it leads to rise of totalitarian regime. Okay. Tell me one thing. India, as we are a nation state, have you ever seen India? Have you ever seen India? I'm not asking about a geography. I know the geography from which area to which area. Ashwini said extreme level of nationalism is there. Can you touch India? Means when we are talking about we are proud to be Indian. So you are proud to be Indian citizen as well. So India as a nation state, have you ever seen India? Have you seen Bharat? That okay, this person is Bharat. If you are going to show me the map, just like this, if you are going to show me this map, this is the map. This is the geographical area, landmass of India. This is not India. Yes, Nilesh, it is intangible. You cannot touch, but you can feel. So that's I'm saying. That's why nation state. When the concept of nation state is there, nation is the idea of oneness. Nation is the idea of oneness, that you, me, and all are equal. We share some bond with each other, and because of that bond, oneness is there. Means basically, nation consists of its citizens. All the aspects of it. It is geographical landmass. Yes, it is their culture, it is their food, it is their habit, but most important factor, that is people are staying in that particular area and which share common bond, a strong bond, and that bond is of oneness, that is known as nation. So don't you think so, when the idea is there, that when you're talking about that nation is above all, actually nation is made because of you and me. How it is possible that nation is above all? Clear? Clear means whatever you are going to take the decision, it should be for the welfare of the people. Clear? But if they are going to take the decision against the citizen, against the people, then how can you say that you're talking about nation state? No, you are not talking about nation state. You are talking about your individual interest, and that is the case here. That is the case here. State is above all. Means, for example, if any nation state is having different religious group and all. So suppose in India we have 6 religion. Hinduism is there, Islam is there, Christianity is there, then Sikhism is there, Buddhism is there, and Jainism is there. Suppose, yes, these are the 6 religion in Indian context. So suppose anybody is talking about that nation is above all. So you all agree, because you, me, and all are nationalist. So we consider, okay, that nation is above all. And suppose that ruling political party, you can call any ruling political party, means institution, and suppose this person is having prejudice with, let's take example with the Jaina. This particular person is having any prejudice with the Jaina. So when he is going to talk about the nation, he is going to exclude them. Yes, he is going to exclude them, and he is going to convince the other population that these people are acting against the national interest. And do you know that other people are going to support? Why? Because they don't have any choice. They already lost this thing, democracy, in the form of dictatorship. Now dictator is there, they don't have right. So whatever that particular person is going to say, they have to follow. Don't you think it is an injustice with this particular Jaina community? Yes, it is. Clear? So this is a very dangerous thing when anybody is saying that nation state is above all and no meaning to the individualism. It is very dangerous in the democracy. Clear? The next important aspect, views about liberty. Their views about liberty means freedom. They said that, what is liberty? Okay, what is liberty? Liberty is not a right, but it is a duty. Basically, no meaning to liberty. Clear? No meaning to the liberty. And when they said, yes, you want liberty, okay, then liberty is not a right, it's a duty. Means you have a freedom, but freedom is not a right, freedom is duty. For example, if you are a worker if you're a worker and you are asking about liberty, they said that yes, you have a liberty. So what kind of liberty you have? Earlier you have 8 hours working. Now you have liberty to work for 10 hours, 12 hours, and so on. Clear? Yes, everyone? Is that clear? Free to do service the state, but not individual liberty. Yes, yes, exactly, Ashwini. Not now we got it. Means when they talk about liberty, they say that you don't have liberty. You don't have a express, means freedom to express your views and opinion. You have liberty to work for state. Don't you think it's a really dangerous thing as a citizen of the country? What if you don't have liberty? Yes, please tell me, what if you don't have a liberty? You, I'm talking about you. Forget about the that particular aspect and all. What if you don't have liberty? Yes, everyone. What if you don't have liberty? And why I am asking these questions? Because history is not a subject of mugging up the things. History is a subject which you can understand, and if you understood it very well, it's not very difficult for you to write it in the means. Yes, Nilesh said no right to speak against the government or injustice happening. We cannot oppose to what we are suffering. Okay. Yes, what about others? Or are these two are your representative? Yes, everyone. This question is open for all. What do you think? What do you think about it? If your state is saying why you required liberty, and if you required it, you have a liberty, but to serve the state. That's your liberty. Achinka said no right to express. Yes, if you don't have liberty, then you are not going to ask the question, you are not going to question the authority, and you are not going to raise the question in case of injustice. That means, and as I told you earlier, if you are not going to ask question to the government, then that leads to totalitarianism. Yes, that leads to dictatorship. Yes, that leads to authoritarian government. Yes, clear? So whether it is good for country, no. But their idea was when they sell this idea in such a manner that it looks fascinating. When you heard it for first time, it's so you're like that it's the best idea. Yes, nation should be first. We have to do for the nation. But you're going to forget that nation is made up of you, me, and all. If idea is against us, then how it is beneficial for a country, how it is beneficial for nation state. Clear? Next, their views about wars. Their view about war. What do you think? War is good or bad? Yes, everyone. What do you think? War is good or bad for a country? And if it is good, then please explain. And if it is bad, explain that too as well. And why I ask this question? Because in recent times, this is more fascinating word. If something happened, and basically when you have a reference of Indian media is highly fascinated with the idea of war. They are just like means from their studio only they are going to start the war. It's just like situation. As Nilesh and Ashwini said, bad as their loss of life. Didn't Achinte said didn't get question. My question, Achinte, is very simple. That what do you think whether war is good for any particular country or war is a bad idea? Whether it is a good or bad, and if you're supporting bad, and why it is a bad idea, and if you're supporting good, why it is a good idea. Nilesh said nation suffers a lot. Yes. And as I said, Indian media is right now fascinating with the idea of war. If you know the name of the channels and all, you will get to know that how they are fascinating with this thing, because they don't have to fight a war. They are fascinating because they don't have to fight the war. Those who are fighting war, they knew that consequences of it. Clear? And as a civil servant, you're going to be a civil servant. As a civil servant, you should know pros and cons of it. Clear? So Ashwini said there are many economic, political, and social losses. Yes, exactly. Economic devastation is there, social loss of life is there, and political, it creates instability in the country. If the country is facing war, basically economic setback is always there. And most important thing, war. If you're going to fight a war for preservation of democracy, preservation of freedom, that is okay. But if you're going to fight a war for expansion, then this is very dangerous concept. So, what's their view about the war? They said that war is a natural duty of state. Natural means every state has to wage a war. They believe in war is going to find out the solution. Clear? But as you have a common sense, and I suppose you have, it is assumed. It is just like suppose x is a, in mathematics we use no x. Suppose x is the name, and it is the same thing. Suppose you have a common sense, and you can use it, War is a natural duty of state. It is meant. And they said that all the problems are going to sort out by the war. Is it possible? Is it possible? If it is possible, then why not Indo-Pakistan border dispute solved through war? Why not Indo-China border dispute solved through war? Yes, if war is there, why not our border dispute problem solved through war? And do you know that Indo-Bangladesh problem solved, border problem solved to some extent through diplomacy? Clear? War is not at all ultimate solution. Yes, debate, negotiation, talks are important to find out the solution, because because when you are adopting the second method, then it is a win-win situation for both the country. Sometimes you have to secede something, and sometimes you are going to access something. Clear? Negotiation always better than war. And why it is so? Because there are many factors, and the most important factor, that is prevailing peace through that. So basically what it shows when we are mentioning this fifth point, views about war, it is said that it is a natural duty of state. Means they don't believe in discussion. They think about war is only solution, but it is not the case. Means basically aggressive policy they adopted. Yes, Sachin said dialogue is always better. Peace and diplomacy are always good solutions to problem. Yes, it saved the life, economic resources, and and it is going to solve that problem eternally. Clear? Next thing, views about socialism. Dictators always hated socialism. The socialism is having various dimensions. For example, Fabian type of socialism. Yes, communism is also a form of socialism. Dictators always hated it. Why? Socialism and communism is a different ideology. Please let me explain you. As I mentioned, extreme form of socialism is communism. But what do you think why the dictators hated socialism? As I mentioned here, views about socialism. Views about socialism, we mentioned they oppose socialism in all the forms and prohibits all the strikes and lockouts. What do you think? Why they oppose socialism? Yes. Never said stateless society. Really? Are you serious? Yes, everyone. Ashwini said their power will not be absolute. Then that's why. Yes, of course. Labor class will rule. They don't want people to ask the question. Achinta said. Socialism. Let me explain with a simple example. Socialism is believer in equality. Very basic thing. Whatever you said, these are practical example of it. I am telling you very basic thing. Socialism believes in equality. And do you really think so dictators believe in equality? Yes. Do you really think so dictators believe in equality? No. They don't believe in equality. Socialism believes in power of masses, means their stronghold is people. People participation is most important. In dictatorship, no such scope for people. Clear? So if it is socialism is there, definitely this concept of equality is there. Yes, this concept of people participation is there, and basically they are opposing this idea. So that's why they hated socialism and they oppose socialism in the all aspect. Along with that, here they prohibits all the strikes and lockouts. Means basically it is not just related to the workers or factories. This is related to the mass protest. This is related to the mass protest. Means at any cost, people should not oppose the government, oppose the leader. Yes, Sachin said jingoism is one of the form. So don't you think so? Whatever the points we have written here, it looks similar to some extent. I don't know where. I don't know where, but don't you think so? It looks similar in any particular country. Yes, don't you think so? These aspects are looking similar in any particular country. Yes, do you know the name of that particular country? Stress on action, belief in dictatorship, views about state, views about liberty, views on war, views on socialism. Clear? I am talking about China. See, China. All the points are there in China. Why you are thinking on different line? I didn't say anything. I am saying talking about China. These all points are there in China. Nothing is there. Okay. So all the points of fascist doctrine are clear. These points are essential. These points are visible in fascism. These points are visible in Nazism. These points are visible in the General Franco's regime in Spain. Yes, these points are visible. Same in the one dictator was there in Africa. It was there Abidi Amin something. So such points are very common everywhere in the world, and right now China is having all these points. China. Now we are going to discuss the rise of Nazism, how Nazism spread, and what factors are responsible for rise of Nazism. Weimar Republic. Weimar Republic, as you know that after First World War, means with the defeat of Germany, after World War First, German monarch fled away from Germany. People fought war in the name of monarch, and monarch left the country for his own sake when he saw the defeat in First World War. Now the most important task, how to run the government, as they don't have any experiment of running the government. Don't you think it's very common? If not this person, then who? Don't you think it's very common right now in all over the world? If this is the most efficient person, if this person is not there, then who is going to lead? This question is very common. Yes. So at that time, it was a question with them as well, Germany. Who is going to rule them? As they have whatever the democratic, so-called democratic, but monarchical experiment since 1870 to 1919. It was ruled by monarchy only. People doesn't have that much stake. Now the question is that they don't have any experience of running the government. What to do? And king left that. King left the country just fear of humiliation, just fear of punishment. He left the country and left the Germans alone. What to do? That is the most important question in front of them. So always remember, there is always possibilities in democracy. If anybody is going to tell you that if not this person, then whom? People are there, and options are always available in democracy. In dictatorship, you don't get option, but if it is a democracy, you will definitely get option. And we have lots of examples in the worldwide, including in India. Yes, in including India, it was the same question arise when there was our first prime minister was there, one of the tallest leaders, political leader, international leader of that time, and it is always considering if not Mr. Prime Minister, then whom? And finally, we get the solution. That is Lal Bahadur Shastri. He led the government, he led the India into war, and we emerged as a victor. Yes, these all are the examples. So, always remember that democracy always have options. So, Weimar Republic is one of the best example in history for this question. If not king, then who? Weimar Republic. How this Weimar Republic, the name itself, it is based on the city where these people gathered together. This name came from that area. So in 1919, establishment of Weimar Republic. So who were they basically? They want to establish the republic on in this city. Who were they? Basically the intelligentsia. It is a coalition government, and it is the based on different ideologies. Means basically liberals were there, socialists were there, communists were there, capitalists were there, Yes. So the intelligentsia from all these fields, including education, businessmen, they came together and they were discussing about the future of the country and they conceived the idea of a republic there. So Weimar Republic is a coalition government and this coalition government is having divergent views or divergent ideologies, and we mentioned liberal, socialist, communist, humanist, capitalist, educationalist and all. Clear? So don't you think so that when you have a different ideology, when you have a socialist at your place, communist at your place, and at the same time you have a capitalist, don't you think ideological conflict is there? Yes, ideological conflict is always there, and sometimes it creates a problem because to run the democracy, what is important thing? Consensus. For running the democracy, what is required? Consensus. And if you are having divergent opinion, divergent views, do you really think so that you're going to get consensus or any accent to any particular bill? So it's difficult, no? It's difficult to have a consensus over any particular issue. And it was the case with the Weimar Republic. They formed this republic with a noble idea for running the government. They introduced their constitution. They have written it. It is one of the best constitution of that time. And Indian constitution also inspired from the Weimar Republic as well. Clear. So it is good thing that they have first time introduced the democracy at their place. Clear. So it was the first experiment, and you know that in French Revolution we also discussed when they started introducing republic, they faced a lot of problem and all because people were not ready, people were not understanding it. Along with that, other problems were also there. That is, they don't have any practical experience of running the democracy. Yes, so it is always there, but they started that time. Clear to everyone. And this Weimar Republic went to Paris to attend Paris Peace Conference as a representative of Germany. Yes, and they signed Treaty of Versailles. So that's why there is special, or we can say, special anger for these people because Germans felt humiliated, cheated, because they say that why these people signed Treaty of Versailles. Treaty of Versailles is a humiliation treaty for us. It is a national shame for us, and these are responsible for signing the treaty. Yes, please tell me one thing. Do you really think so that Weimar Republic was having choice to sign or not to sign the treaty? Do you think so? They have a choice to sign or not to sign the treaty? And suppose, if they refuse to sign the treaty, then what do you think? What will be the consequences of it? Yes, everyone? Yes, I ask you this question. It's very simple question. Very, very simple question. Ashwini said they don't have any choices. No choice in front of it. But a very simple question. What if they refuse to sign? What do you think? What if they refuse to sign at that time? What do you think? What will be the consequences of it? They would have been isolated. Okay. Don't you think so that the aim of the victor countries were weak Germany? Yes, victors want weak Germany. But if but if they refuse to sign, if they refuse to sign, then don't you think it's very easy for victors that there should be no Germany? Which was a better choice for them? Which is most preferable, no Germany or weak Germany? So of course no Germany. No Germany, no consequences, just divide the country, and from then onwards there is no map of Germany in world now. Do you get it? Means if they refuse to do that, it's very easy for victors to end the identity of the country. Instead of weak Germany, it is always preferable thing for them, no Germany as a nation state. Clear? So these people, as we mentioned, these Weimar Republic were intellectual people were there. They knew that this is a choice left with us. If you refused it, then our country is going to suffer a lot, because it was a dream, no concept known as Germany. They made that concept into reality. They leave that identity as a German nation state. And once, just remember, if it happened in 1919, they refused to sign that, victors are going to end that dream. And these people do not want to ruin it. Though it is a shameful thing, though it is a humiliation thing, but at least they knew one thing: we will remain as a nation state. Our countrymen fought for making this dream comes into reality. Clear? Yes, is it clear to you? Good. Now, the next thing. As the foreign policies of Weimar Republic was not popular, and very best example, they signed the Treaty of Versailles. That's why people are angry over them. The second most important thing, foreign policy was not popular. It is just because all terms are dictated. All terms are dictated to them. Means they don't have a choice. They don't have that much freedom. Everything is dictated over them. So that's why foreign policy was not so popular. Clear? They don't have choices, including whenever they want to take help from any particular country, that country is refusing to provide help. And why it is so, as I mentioned, because fear of strong Germany. So that's why this idea was very common: Germany should be weak country. Germany should not be a strong nation state. So that's why their foreign policy was not so popular. Okay, next thing. So this period, 1919 to 1923, it was a period of instability in all the aspects. Because as a new nation state, new democracy, political instability was there. Economic instability is must. Yes, it's there. Economic instability and social instability was also there, because in the First World War they lost the huge amount of human resources. Clear? Yes, is that clear? Yes, is that clear to you? Now, as USA realizes that they made a mistake, as I mentioned, Woodrow Wilson is having a kind of saintly personality, idealistic person. So they realizes their mistake, that without helping Germany financially, it is not possible for Germany to overcome from this setback. And for that reason, US changed their attitude towards Germany, and Dawes Plan is one of the best examples. This Dawes Plan in 1924 was basically this Dawes Plan. Dawes Plan was basically US financial support for economic reconstruction. This word is sorry, economic reconstruction. Dow's plan is US financial support for economic reconstruction, and this plan helped Germany a lot to overcome from the economic setback they received in the First World War. Within a short, and you know one thing, that most of the fine machineries, industries are made in Germany. Germans are very nationalist people. They always have a pride moment for them as a nation state. So they want to build up their nation state. So all are motivated with that idea, and this stout plan was there, which provided financial help, and within a short interval of time, Germany revived their economy. Clear? So it's very easy for them because of this US financial support. As right now US is one of the important political power, the balance of power we mentioned last time. Balance of power is established during that time between USA, Britain and France. US is emerged in the world scene, powerful country. As US changes their policy towards Germany, it forces others to think over their attitude or approaches which they adopted against the Germany in Treaty of Versailles. Clear? Now they also thinking that yes, we did injustice with Germany. Why? We taken their territory, we taken their mining area, we taken their fertile tract, and we not even support them economically to revive their economy. So they thought that we did injustice. So they changed their attitude towards Germany. And a very finest example of it, that is Locarno Pact. Please remember, we are going to give the reference in future as well. Locarno Pact. So what exactly this pact? Who were the signatories of it? In the Locarno Pact, Britain, France, Germany, Belgium and Italy, they were the signatories. Okay. What was exactly this pact? In this pact, here is France, here is Germany, and we mentioned they have a border dispute. And why it is so? Because presence of Alsace and Lorraine. We earlier mentioned this in 1870, also in during the Treaty of Versailles. So this is the area. It was a bone of contention between France and Germany. Now what happened? With this Locarno Pact, Germany accepted Germany accepted her western frontier as defined in Treaty of Versailles. That means Germany accepted Alsace and Lorraine is a part of France. It's very simple. When Germany accepted Alsace and Lorraine is their part of France, enmity is over, because this enmity in 1870 started over the same issue, over the Alsace and Lorraine issue only. And now, through this Locarno Pact, Germany accepted that Alsace and Lorraine is a part of France. Enmity is over. When enmity is over, as a gesture of this, Germany entered into League of Nations. Means, as the earlier, these victor countries didn't allow Germany to be part of League of Nations, but as a gesture of positive relationships with the Germany, these victor states offered Germany to be member of League of Nations. Clear? Yes, is that clear to you? Locarno Pact is clear to you? Yes, everyone? Yes, whether Locarno Pact is clear to you? Yes or no? Say something. Yes, no, don't know, didn't get, whatever it may be. Yes, everyone? Clear or not? Or still you have a doubt or confusion over Locarno Pact? Clear? Good. Nearly said clear and all. Next, 1929. What happened? This is a dangerous thing happened just like Corona. As Corona destroyed everything at that time, this economic Corona was there. Great economic depression in USA. And you know that US is having investment in Europe and other countries. Yes. So when US suffered economic losses, it also having impact over European market, and European market is having impact over the Asian and African colonies. So whole world fell into the trap of depression. Great. The word is great. Great means bigger, mass, scale. That is great economic depression. So don't get confused in this word great. Don't you? Some of you might get confused. Great means better one. No. Great. This word is used for bigger one and having a vast impact over the economy of the world. So that's why great economic depression was there. And US, it started in US. So US is the worst sufferer of it. So don't you think so? If if let me explain with the help of your example. Suppose if fire broke out at your place and at the same time fire broke out at your neighboring place also, where you want to go? At your place, at your neighborhood? So of course, if you are a common sense, then first you are going to save your home. Yes, how you are going to save? There are many options you have. Fire extinguisher is there, water is there, and all you can use it. It is the same thing. When US was suffering from economic crisis, it was not possible for USA to support any other country for economic reconstruction, and suddenly US stopped financial aid to Germany, and the result of that is so dangerous. That is, people fall into the trap of deep depression. Suddenly everything dropped. Means in 1924 they started building their nation state again, and just after 5 years again everything ended. As we mentioned, they were not in a position to sustain themselves, to revive their economy. But now what is the condition? What's the condition right now? Economic depression is there. Their industries are closed. Joblessness is there, and that leads to depression and frustration among the masses. Clear? So right now we are going to discuss the impact of Great Economic Depression over Germany. Impact of Great Economic Depression over Germany. The first thing, sharp fall in the prices of goods and raw material, and which hurts the agriculture sector. Yes, sharp fall in the prices of goods and raw materials. So definitely is going to hurt the agriculture sector because they produce more and they're getting low prices. So basically it is a loss making business for them. Drop in demand. When drop is demand, means demand is drop. Don't you think you have to drop the supply as well? And if you're going to drop the supply as well, then people are going to be entered into phase of unemployment. When suppose if there was a demand of 100, so you're going to supply 100. For that you require 5 laborers. But now demand is of 10 and You have to give 10 only. So do you require 5 laborers for it? Of course not. One laborer can act. So 4 are jobless. Get it? Yes, do you get it? Okay. So what exactly it is? Sharp in fall and the prices of goods and raw material, which hurts the agriculture sector. Then drop in demand. When drop in demand is there, it is going to hurt the unemployment. Means country entered into phase of unemployment. At the same time, there were many banks declared as a bankrupt. This is not new thing in India right now. Most of the banks are bankrupt. Suddenly, the banks became bankrupt. That means whatever the saving people were having in those banks, it lapsed. Clear? So don't you think so? It is a very dangerous thing that people don't have money. At the same time, people don't have a job opportunity. Clear? Not in their country, but in other countries, and along with that, if they want to find out any job in agriculture sector, they don't have that as well because agriculture sector is suffering from losses. It looks similar, no? Have you seen these things in recent times in any country? Don't you think it looks similar to some particular country? The same thing. Banks became bankrupt. It is a phase of unemployment, drop in demand. Yes, agriculture sector is suffering. I don't know which country, but it looks similar. Now, when this was a case, don't you think so? If all these 4 points are present, if all these 4 points are present, then don't you think so? There is a phase of disillusionment among the masses. Yes, there was a phase of disillusionment among the masses because now they don't have hope. After First World War, they suffered a lot. Once they tried to re-establish themselves, revive their economy, suddenly this economic depression struck, and now they lost the hope. And as I told you earlier, when people don't have hope, if it is a phase of frustration, hopelessness, then and then only it is the most fertile ground for rise of dictators. Dictators always sell their dreams through the lofty promises. They made the promises in such a manner that it's means when you listen to them, you feel good. And if you feel good, then definitely you are going to support that person irrespective of whatever things you're going to get in return. Clear? Yes, is that clear to you? And now, as the people are suffering, people lost their hope. It is a period of disillusionment, and because of that, people are started doubting. People are started doubting the efficacy of the democracy. Means they said that why it is there. They considered, okay, it is just because of democracy. These people are not going to work for our country. They don't have a single opinion. One person is of this particular party, one person is of this particular party, this particular party. So there are divergent views. So they are not best for us. What is best? One person to take a decision. So basically, now when the people are started questioning the existence of democracy, questioning the relevance of democracy, then it is not a problem of dictator. It is the problem of people only, because democracy is the institution by the people, of the people, and for the people. And if the people are taking doubt over democracy, that means they are taking doubt over themselves. They consider themselves incapable. And it happened here when people are started taking doubts. It was a period of disillusionment, and that's why what they want one person like a Messiah or savior who can save them as well as their country from this worst period. And at the same time, one more mistake from this Weimar Republic as well, that Weimar Republic pursuing the traditional policy which failed to cope up with the problem. The traditional as and it is very common thing. Just imagine 10 years ago they established a political system, they established a republic. They don't know how to govern. So there are some normal problems were there. Whatever they have read in books, they want to try to implement in practical, but now things change a lot, and that's why they fail to first means fail to get output. And now people are starting firmly believing that it is not a cup of tea of democracy. It is not a cup of tea for Weimars to get Germany out from this phase of depression. And because of that reason, Hitler at that time was propagating his idea everywhere. He started speeches and all. He influenced the masses and he declared that Weimar Republic is responsible for your condition. Weimar Republic is responsible for signing the Treaty of Versailles, and it is a national shame for us. Whenever I'm going to come to power, I'm going to end the Treaty of Versailles. I'm not going to follow it. So such type of propaganda it was started. It was a phase of disillusionment. No jobs were there. So ideas of Hitler fascinated the people, and that resulted into fall of Weimar Republic in 1932. And with the fall of Weimar Republic, and how it led to fall, as I mentioned, economic condition was worse, their foreign policies were not popular, along with that role played by Hitler. Hitler convinced the masses that they are useless. How he convinced? He started propaganda, and this propaganda in the form that he presented himself as a super patriot. Don't you think it looks like Superman? Man is there, it's okay. Super extra quality you have. Super patriot. What is this concept of patriot and super patriot? What's this thing? Do you think so? You are a patriotic person? You, I'm asking you. Do you think so? You are a patriotic person? Yes, we all are patriotic. Don't you think so? Don't you think so? Do you think so? Fighting a war with enemy country is an essential criteria to become a patriot? Yes, everyone. I'm asking this question to you. Are you patriot? क्या आप देशभक्त है? Are you patriot? Yes. What do you think? If you are patriot, then what is the difference between you and the super patriot? Ashwin, are you not patriot? Really? Are you a patriotic person? Yes, I'm a patriotic person. You're a patriotic person. Don't you think so? You are a patriotic person as well. I'm yes, you're. Ashwini said I'm a patriotic person, but it doesn't mean I should hate any country. I didn't ask you to hate any particular country. Whatever I say, are you patriot? Yes, I'm a patriot. You're a patriotic person. Then what's the difference between your patriotism and this super patriotism? What is the difference between patriotism and super patriotism? Yes, good morning everyone. Those who are awake, those who haven't, it's good morning for them. Please get up and tell me the answer. Hmm. It is just like I am asking, क्या आपके टूथपेस्ट में नमक है? It's just like that. Are you a patriotic person? And I don't think so that you're not aware of these things, because right now this question is very common in our country. Everybody is asking, are you patriot? Are you patriot? Are you patriot? I'm patriotic. I'm super patriotic. Yes, if you know this thing, it's okay. If you don't know, please let me know you don't know the answer. Then I'm going to explain what is the difference between these two. And why I ask this question, because it is very important for you to understand the Nazism, fascism, and all. Yes, are you there, boys and girls? Achinta said patriotism means love for the country and super patriotism means following it blindly. Yes, exactly. Exactly. So patriotism is basically when we mention the patriotism is basically loving for a country. Yes. Along with that, whatever Ashwini said is also correct. Loving for your country, it this doesn't have concept of superiority. It doesn't have the concept of superiority and inferiority. Means I love my country, but it should not be the case. I love my country is great. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of it. But it doesn't mean my country is great. That means your country is not great. Clear? What Ashwini have mentioned. Super patriotism means I think of my country only. I hate the enemy country, and patriotism is feeling it is not. Yes, exactly, exactly. Now you're getting this. Patriotism is a loving for your country. It doesn't have an aspect of superiority or inferiority. Means you're considering your country as great, but it doesn't mean you're considering other country as inferior. Clear? This concept is absent in patriotism. But super patriotism is the concept of chauvinism. Chauvinism is the concept that my country is great and only my country is great. Their idea is only my country is great, rest countries are inferior to my country. Clear? And super patriotism is a concept of show off. There is no need to show your patriotism to the country by wearing any particular hat or any particular dress or any particular attire or just by chanting any chant. Clear? But this fanatic approach of patriotism, super patriotism, that showing this thing in front of the people that you are true patriot, so you are chanting any slogan every time. There is no need to that. But Hitler used it properly. Hitler used it properly. He himself were a military kind of dress every time to show his patriotism. He addressed the masses in such a manner, and he presented this idea of German pride. Means he always bombarding this thing on the hearts and on the minds of the people that we are proud German people. We have ancient civilization, we have everything, and these people, maybe they are. He was talking about Weimar Republic. These victors, they made injustice with us. We have to take revenge. Clear? Then he mentioned about the doctrine of soil. Blood and soil. Means basically he is talking about indigenous people. He said that we are pure German race. We are pure German race, but some people or few groups in our country, they are acting against the interest of our country. Clear? So, what to do with them? We have to follow the policy of anti-Semitism. Anti-Semitism, what is uh, Semitism means targeting upon particular group, maybe on the basis of religion, maybe on the basis of class or creed. So for that reason, he followed this policy. He targeted Jews, that Jews are responsible for our defeat in First World War. He said that they finances these victor countries. And people were mad. People agreed because what he did, he just demonized Jews. That Jews are responsible for this condition of our country. So that he influenced the masses. And you know that Jews were financially very sound. Intelligentsia was there. So that's why he targeted Jews only. Next, as we mentioned, he propagated his idea that anti-socialism. He said that socialism is a wastage of time, though the word socialism is included in his name of his party, but his idea was completely against it. He was anti-intelligentsia. So anti-intelligentsia, he humiliated them in front of the public. He uses so rubbish word for intelligentsia so that people can believe that they are real culprit, or they are real impediment in the path of development. He, he convinced the masses that this intelligentsia is basically anti-national. They are staying in this country, but they are thinking for the welfare of the victors. Clear? So he convinced the masses through this propaganda. Everywhere he used to speak, he used to show himself as a strong military leader. And one more thing, I just want to tell you that he assigned the photographers so that images, whatever they are, images of Hitler, it doesn't look that Hitler is tired. All the images are clicked in that manner and published in paper in such a manner that in those images Hitler looked like a great man, great personality. Okay? And yes, one more thing I just want to explain here also, that Hitler imposed the censor, means without showing the photograph to the Hitler, newspaper were not in a position to publish that photo. It was a case just for image building to show Hitler is a great patriot. And as I mentioned earlier, people were frustrated economically, politically, socially. They were in depression. They have a disillusionment. Out now they are questioning their own system of government, that is democracy, and what they want a Masiha. And Hitler came in front of them with these ideas, and because of that reason, when Weimar Republic collapsed, President of Germany asked Hitler to take this position of the Chancellor, and in 1933 Hitler became the Chancellor. Along with that, after a few years, he abolished the post of President only. Yes, everyone, any question till now? I think it is somehow similar in some countries. This is also similar. As I mentioned, history is very same all over. Just name and places changes. Events remain the same. Yes, it's similar in many countries. And if you are having a clear vision, then you can see all these things with the naked eye. There is no need of telescope or microscope for this. Okay, so now we discussed Hitler become chancellor, and now what he did. That is also the most important thing. What he did, as he made lots of promises to the people, and he has to fulfill it. Yes, Sachin, you can compare. He made lofty promises, and at least he have to fulfill something. What he promised, he said that Treaty of Versailles is a national shame for us. So I am going to end that. He said that I want Germany's pride, means I want to glorify Germany. I want to make Germany great again. So whatever he promises, whatever the promises he made, right now it's a time to fulfill it. So when he assumed the power as the Chancellor of Germany in 1933, first step he did, that is, he retreated from Treaty of Versailles. He retreated from Treaty of Versailles. He said that we are not going to follow. Don't you think it was so easy? Just said that we are not going to listen. What about these people? This Britain was there, France was there, USA was there. They imposed no Treaty of Versailles. Then when Britain, France, USA imposed Treaty of Versailles over Germany, and now Germany said we are not going to follow Treaty of Versailles. What's the role of these people then? Why they didn't react at that time? The reason is right now they followed the policy of appeasement. So what is policy of appeasement? Don't worry, I'm going to explain it in this lecture only. So they neglected it basically. They said that it's okay, we made injustice with the Germany and it's okay. We give free hand to the Germany. Clear? So first he retreated from Treaty of Versailles. Second, he withdrew from League of Nations. Withdrew from League of Nations. What's the consequences of it? As League of Nations is formed to establish a peace, and if Germany wants to attack any country or wants to take back their territory, it's very difficult for them to be a member of this country because this organization is there to establish peace. And if you are a member of peace establishing authority, how it is possible for you to attack any particular country? Yes, to avoid that, they withdrew from League of Nations. Treaty of Versailles, they withdrew. That means they are not going to accept the terms and conditions imposed over them. That is, military cap was there, no submarine, no air force, yes, colonies and all. So now Germany said that, and Hitler idea was very clear. What Hitler said, he wants to make Germany great again. Along with that, what's his idea? He want to form great Germany. That means third Reich. Yes, he want to form third Reich. Third Great German Empire. So first German Empire, Great Empire, built by Bismarck. The second empire was under these people who Weimar Republic, and third Reich. He wanted to establish third great Reich, great empire under the Hitler. And his idea is Germany for Germans, means whatever the territory taken by these victor countries, Hitler wants it back. Clear? In 1934, Germany made non-aggression pact with Poland. Remember this thing. We will get the reference of it later. In 1934, Germany made a non-aggression pact. Yes, in 1934, Germany made a non-aggression pact with Poland. So let me explain with help of this example. Here is Germany, here is Poland, here is Austria, here is Czech Republic, and here is France. So what Germany did, Germany made a non-aggression pact, means they make sure that there will be no invasion from Poland side. Clear? For how many years? 10 years. In 1934 only, one more event was there. In 1934, one more event, and that is Nazi Party of Austria tried coup against the Austrian government. Nazi Party, because this is the ideology, just like communist ideology. Communist Party is present in India, Communist Party is present in Nepal, Communist Party is present in other areas. Clear? So it is the same thing. Nazi Party tried to coup in Austria, but this coup was failed because Italy sent troops. Means Mussolini sent troops to end this coup and restoration of the previous government. So basically in 1934 only, because Austria, why Austria they want? Because Austria is also German speaking area. Germany is for Germans. So his idea was very clear. You have two choices, either people of Poland, Czechoslovakia and Austria entered into Germany, or the second option is expansion of territory and captured this area and formed a third great empire. So Hitler adopted the second approach, that is expansionist approach. Clear? So 1934 we mentioned two events. The first event, non-aggression pact with the Poland for 10 years, and in 1934 military coup was there, but that coup was failed because of intervention by Italy. In 1935, Britain signed a naval pact with the Germans. Britain was the country who imposed Treaty of Versailles over Germany, and in that Treaty of Versailles it was mentioned that Germany should not keep navy. So why Britain signed a naval pact with the Germans? That is also the question. And what's there in that pact? So first we are going to mention why Britain signed this pact, because now during this time of 1935, US became most important power in the world. France is also regained that position. France also dominated in world affairs, and Britain left alone. And they want the opportunity to play important role in international relations. So because of that loneliness, Britain did this mistake. Clear? And once Britain signed naval pact with the Germany, that means it gives permission to the or gives accent to Germans' violation of Treaty of Versailles. They said that it's okay. You violated treaty, it's okay. This is a new treaty. And what's the condition in this pact? That Germany should keep 1/3 of the ships as compared to Britain. They should not exceed that. Means if Britain is having 90 ships, then Germany should keep 30. It should not exceed 30. Clear? Means Germany has allowed to keep 1/3 of ships as compared to Britain. So when Hitler signed this pact, it gives official permission for Hitler to build ships, warships. And tell me one thing, do you really think so that Britain is going to inspect how many ships Germany built? No, it's not possible, and Germany is not going to allow it. And this is the mistake did by Britain. The next thing, Germany started military conscription. Military conscription means it is a compulsory thing, means you have to serve the military. It is a military term, military conscription. Why it is so? To increase the strength. To increase the strength of army. Clear? Now they are increasing their navy as well as they are increasing their armed forces as well. All these 2 points were in the Treaty of Versailles, and now Hitler is not going to accept it. In 1936, there was a repudiation of Locarno Pact. In the Locarno Pact, what was that? That here is France, here is Germany. Alsace and Lorraine became a part of France, accepted through this Locarno Pact, and now Germany refused it. That means there is a possibility of future struggle in this area. Okay? Along with that, this is a Rhineland. This area is known as Rhineland. This area is known as Rhineland, and they started deploying the military into that area. And Treaty of Versailles mentioned that Rhineland should be demilitarized. So as Hitler said, he is not going to follow Treaty of Versailles. So militarization of Rhineland is possible. Next important thing, Rome-Berlin axis. That friendship between Mussolini and Hitler established. A strong friendship between them established because both were the dictators and both were influenced by their ideas, and basically Mussolini more influenced with the idea of Hitler. So that's why Rome-Berlin axis formed. Both the dictators came close to each other. In 1936 only one more event was there known as Spanish Civil War, and this is known as the dress rehearsal of Second World War. Dress rehearsal of Second World War. How it is so? Because whatever the arms and ammunition present with the Germany and Italy, they show their strength in that area. So what about this? The Spanish Civil War was started. A communist government was there. A communist government was ruling in Spain. And one radical nationalist leader was known as Franco, General Franco. A general was there, General Franco was there, and he wanted to topple this government, communist government. And you know that if word communist is there, Russia is always have a special bond with them. So Russia supported this communist government, and General Franco was having dictator tinge. So of course their dictator brothers, that is Mussolini and Hitler, supported General Franco, and that leads to war. And in this war, Germany and Italy show their strength in such a vast scale, so that is an alarming situation for other countries, that we do not have to take them lightly. This is a serious threat, and the resultant of this civil war is a victory of General Franco. Clear? Next, in 1937, Anti-Comintern Pact was signed Germany, between Germany, Italy, and Japan. Anti-Comintern means it is a Comintern. It stands for Communist International, and this Communist International, they declared fascism is a real threat for the world, and because of that reason, to reply, these countries, this dictator country, Germany, Italy, and Japan, signed Anti-Comintern, means their commitment to fight against communism. Clear? Everyone? Okay. In 1938, annexation of Austria, that's there. As here we have mentioned earlier, Germany, the neighboring states, Poland, here Czechoslovakia, and here Austria. So in 1938, Germany annexed Austria, and now it is a part of Germany only. Yes, now it is a part of Germany only. It happened in 1938. The same year, the signing of Munich Pact. What exactly this Munich Pact? As Germany wants Sudeten land of Czechoslovakia. Here is Czechoslovakia. Now there is Czech Republic. So Sudetenland is a bordering area near Germany. Clear? And this Sudetenland is having majority of German speaking population. So Hitler claimed that this German speaking population belongs to Germany and we want this province of Sudetenland. It is the one aspect. The another important aspect, that is, this is the most developed industrialized area in Czechoslovakia. So Hitler wants it. Czechoslovakia refused it. Of course, nobody is going to surrender their territory. Czechoslovakia refused to surrender it. Germany threatened that they are going to wage a war. So Britain and France convinced Czechoslovakia. Britain and France convinced Czechoslovakia to surrender that territory, and they convinced that if you are not going to surrender this territory, then Germany is going to occupy your whole country. And because of that reason, this Munich Pact was there, and in this Munich Pact it is mentioned that this territory belongs to Germany, but now it is a Germany. But at the same time, these countries, Britain and France, gave the last warning to Hitler: if you want inch of the territory, then you will definitely face the consequences of it, and the resultant of that is culmination of policy of appeasement. Last warning given to Hitler. So in 1939 only, a pact of steel signed between Germany and Italy. The word steel non-corrosive, pure. And in this pact of steel, in this pact, Italy assured Germany all military help. Yes, Italy assured Germany that they are going to provide all military support. So that's what pact of steel between Italy and Germany signed. And when Hitler was strong enough, so he invaded the neighboring state and he claimed Poland is a part of Germany because Poland is having German speaking population. So he claimed Poland is their part. Poland refused to surrender and Germany attacked Poland. But when they attacked, Germany violated a pact of non-aggression with Poland. Germany violated a pact of non-aggression with the Poland which they signed in 1934, and this gives opportunity for Britain, and this is Germany versus, this gave opportunity for Britain and France to wage war against Germany. Moral ground, violation of pact, and Britain and France supported Poland, so First World War began with Germany's attack over Poland. And the last point I want to mention here, policy of appeasement. What was this policy? This policy of appeasement was basically policy followed by Britain, France and USA towards Germany and Italy. So what exactly in this policy? First thing, they neglected aggressive policies of Germany and Italy. That is a sheer negligence. And what was the reason? These were the reason. First, to avoid war, because they saw First World War and how devastating and how it is dangerous. So they do not want war. That is first noble reason. Second is selfish interest. How selfish interest of this democratic state? Because rise of socialism was there in Europe. As socialism opposes the idea of capitalism, and Britain, France and America supported capitalism. And you know that Hitler or Fascist Doctrine opposes socialism, so they thought that Hitler, Mussolini or this fascist ideology is going to end the socialism and it will help us to rule for eternal. So that's why they neglected this thing. And fourth factor, that is economic depression, was there during that time, 1929 onwards. All the European countries suffering from economic setback. So instead of focusing on the war, it was easy for them to focus on their economic development. Clear? So that's why they negated the aggressive policies of Germany. So everyone, is that clear to you? Yes, everyone? All the points are clear to you? Yes, everyone? Is that clear? Any question, any doubt? Yes, everyone? Any question, any doubt? Yes, so if you don't have doubt, then thank you very much for your valuable time. Tomorrow we are going to discuss this time at 8:30 only, and today we have two classes. One at 11 o'clock, we are going to discuss the bilateral relation with the Bangladesh, and in the evening we have a class of a special class on the app related to American Revolution Part 2 and American Civil War. So that's all for this lecture. Once again, thank you very much for your valuable time. See you soon.